Hello, my name is Durante Media, and right now I'm making a video about the my my project animation project I made last week that started last week where I blocked it out, and now I'm going around and cleaning it up and making the next part. I didn't mean to. I also last week figured out I can like put it in transparent mode. That way I can click through the buildings and stuff I made. So that's flipping surprising for me. In any case, though, I I sent it in to get some feedback on it, and I had let's just say I didn't do that well in it. So I'm going back to redo everything with the walking animation. Then I'm gonna later on use the video I recorded to see where I need to correct myself at the final pose. Like for right now, I'm just fixing my running animation. So here's what I got so far though. Like from from this perspective, I'm going to show you where it starts. Like this, keep in mind like if I take it out of transparent and put it into like a reference, this portion won't you won't see anything. Once it gets to 10, that's where you see the first foot. It goes into 15, then then it goes in like for right now. Like this is the passing pose, which is the kickoff. Then 20 is the next pose, or it's another contact. This is like I made changes to this pose right here. Like if you can see it, this I made changes here. I may need to move that hand on the bottom right there to make it move animate more, make it look like they were trying to keep their balance. Then I go then it moves into the next pose. Then it starts moving to the kickoff pose for 50. When I mean kickoff pose, I mean like I took a picture of this. Here's the person who made the reference instead of the running reference. This is a contact down passing kickoff up pose. The up pose, I'm gonna make it so that I have to put it in the air at the same level as the kickoff. Either way, I can use a graphic editor to fix any mistakes or any tweaks I need to make. But so far though, I'm getting where I need to go. If you didn't see that, I'm sorry. I have like a thing right here that shows me like three different desktop screens that I can switch between from one, two, and three. I'm on three right now where I'm recording this and where I have the software open. So yeah, I go to 55. It's in 55. It's on the up pose, which essentially they're being in the air for a moment. Then goes into the contact, which is the first foot on the ground. On 65, I have it it's in the kickoff pose, and then 70 is where it fully gets into the kickoff. 75 is in the air. 80, the next contact on the other foot into the passing. See, if it does this, like you see this wonkiness, I had to remove the original walking poses because it was taking a long time. Like To be fair though, it wouldn't really take a long time if I used a graph editor, but at the same time though, I had to redo everything because um apparently I forgot to change it from inverse controls. I forgot to change it from FK controls. FK is like you have to manually move everything with the FK controls. I put it on IK. IK it makes it move like in sequence. Like if I move this right now, you see how the arms just don't move at all? If I put it in FK, the arms would move with the entire body. Like the it stays with the body. But with IK, I had to manually move the hands and the elbow. I had to move the hands and just all I had to do is just adjust the elbows to get it into the right position. That's all I gotta do. So and basically, I don't. It doesn't really take much to do, but the IKs are a lot more easier to control. But if you don't change it, it's gonna screw you. And I figured it took me a bit to figure out how to change it into flipping IK. See, you see where these arrows are? These control the IK between IK and FK. If it's on zero, it's on IK. But it and same for the feet. The feet has it too. But because I had keyed these by accident, well, I keyed the red one by accident. I thought I did. Guess not. Well, since I keyed certain controls. Oh, I keyed the hand controls. All I have to do is just set them to zero, and I can just adjust them on the way. But this, keep in mind, this is only for the waitress model. The waitress model is the only one that I know has these controls where you can switch between FK and IK. When you go to FK, you can do more cartoonish like motion, like cartoonish squash and stretch, and IK is more realistic human arm motions, where it keeps the arm in the same position at all times and stuff. In any case, though, essentially, what I'm doing right now is redoing my walking pose and turning it into a running pose, and trying to make it look good. Like I'm using this camera. The It doesn't tell me front camera. I'm using the front camera to keep it balanced and keep it like put some motion into it, like going from left to right, like how a normal person would run. I'm doing something like that. I'm using this camera. I'm also going to be using this camera to keep it close to the middle of the body between the 2 feet, but also making it so that when I'm making the character run, have to make it put more weight on this foot out of everything. This foot would have the most amount of weight. This foot would push it as if it's in the air, essentially. That's what I'm trying to go for. So for right now, what I'm doing is literally reanimating everything from the ground up. All I'm gonna do is just model. I'm gonna record modeling out the footwork of everything, and everything else I will I will post later. Like this week, I'm focusing on refixing the body movements of my pose. Then I'm gonna later on animate the face of the character. And I have some face controls set up already for the character, but I may need to make some more controls for like the hair, the bow tie, and the collar and stuff. See when so that it looks like this actual energy being put into the character when they're running, when they're walking, everything. And I need to change the expression a bit. So I may need to make a control for the face too. I don't think I made a select all for the face, so I'm gonna probably record that too as well. I'm gonna stop talking for right now and start animating everything. I'm gonna zoom through the process, but I'm gonna make it so that it's easy for people to see the process as much as possible if they want to use the information I have. Because I noticed no one really actually goes into the details of the running animation. So I'm just going to leave this here as a way to show the process of the running animation and what goes into it. So I'm going to hit my music and let you let it go in. Okay, I noticed an issue that came up. The one thing I know about Maya at this point is that fact of you have to make you have to make like basically you have to make sure that there's enough distance and change between the poses. Like if you look closely, there's not that much change here, but once it gets here, it starts feeling fast again. Essentially, the issue that's right here, you need to increase the distance so that it moves faster. But when you do that, you also have to make sure there's less time, less frames being used. More frames being used, the longer it is to get to that position. But also, the it wouldn't really matter how much frames there is if there's no difference between the two poses. It makes the poses they move slower if they're like inches from each other. Like the poses, like from here, you see quickness, you see a push here, but here, like there's barely any change other than the speed of the foot. Hopefully, it doesn't get noticed, but I know my instructor is gonna get noticed pretty easily. But for the most part, though, that's I'm unpausing. I unmuted myself for this to explain the like if someone sees this and they're like wondering why it feels off, I'm just letting you know that's the issue right there. If you want to do something that involves running, there needs to be enough gap within the frames so it works with the motion of the body and how it would appear. All I can say is just if you end up running into an issue like that, I would say just try to move the frames, like spread the distance between them a bit. Like try to figure out what frame to go with to increase the distance. For example, I can say for this pose, I would just like change the hand position a bit, and then just move it more in the middle, move it more in the middle, essentially. Have it move more in the middle. And if that wouldn't work, try to like mess with the spine a bit. Try to increase the distance between the frames and stuff. Like do much as you can to increase like the frame distance between all the poses and stuff. I mean, increase the distance between the poses and have them essentially match each other as much as possible. So like so far, something like that will work. Like make it so that there's like a slight delay. Try to work with the pose. My teacher always tell me to work act out the poses and see how that will work. For me, it's more like try to see like I understand that point of view, but I also understand like try to get try to see if you can play get a good eyesight of what you're trying to go for. and try to fix that. And right now I need to save because if you saw that little lag right there, that little lag spike out of nowhere, I don't know what that is, but that kind of puts fear in me. I'm losing so much progress. You see all these files right here too? It's how many times I saved to be safe. I made a new file like week one, week two, and stuff like that as well. I didn't mean to click that. Okay, now I'm just gonna work back creating the other poses. So I'm gonna mute myself and then fast forward when I'm editing this later. So if anything new comes up, I'm just gonna unmute and fast forward it. Okay, it's getting late for me. Right now, I'm gonna stop and make a second part for this video. I mean, not a second part, more like another. I'm gonna continue the video where I left off, but for now, I'm just gonna stop here. So far. from what I can see, I made a good amount of progress. But this kind of shows me that there's a lot that goes into animation. Like I hadn't I'm still like just getting the basic body stuff down. Like I'm still getting like the basic animations. I mean, I'm uh I hate stuttering sometimes. I really do. Like right now, I changed. There's so much I changed with the animation I had compared to how it started. It looks so much better. The only thing I left I have to do now is fix this. I mean, I had to finish the last two walking poses. Then I need to animate this, but change it up a bit. I have some videos saved that should help me with this. But so far though, like this looks so much better than it would originally did. Like if I go back here and hit play, you'll see what I mean. If you look at the first video, like it may look weird right there, but that is so much. It looks so much like the first animation. It looks so wonky. This one, it looks so much better. The only I just need to clean up that last bit right there and and made it more realistic. Then I have to make another video to showcase the face and animate that more. That's all I gotta do. Like put expressions on the model, like animate them breathing and all this other stuff. So far, that's I'm gonna stop for now, and I'm gonna make another video where I'm gonna finish off the walking animation, and I'm gonna animate the face and stuff. I already have face controls ready, but I may need to make some more later on. I don't know if you can see them up here, like where I'm moving my mouse, but if you can, okay. If you can't, that's fine. But basically, I'm just gonna animate everything, and I may need to look at some other videos from my instructor to explain some more stuff to me. But so far, though, like t take out this. There's some clipping, but in all honesty, I don't know how to fix it. But at the same time, though, it still looks a lot better than it originally did. Like from what I can tell, if I just stop this, it feels like the reason it's still moving slow is because there's still like space for it. What I'm gonna do is go to each of these, like once I'm done with finishing the walking poses, I'm gonna and when I finish cleaning up making the expressions for the model, like the scary expression, I'm later on I'm just gonna uh I'm just gonna like keyframe everything in the middle of each of the poses. Um, at least the walking poses, I'm gonna keyframe them so that there's less space. Like from what I remember about my the less frames there are, the faster it is. That's what I believe at the very least. I could select all of it and push it in closer, but that'll take so much time. And I may maybe make a mistake somewhere, so I'm gonna be careful about that. But so far though, it I cleaned up the walking pose and make it and changed it up so that it looks so much better. There's still this like here, there's still that still needs work with the poses. Right now, the last place I am is at 45. Until next time, see you later. And I hope this helps you in future if you find this. Hello everyone, Durante again, and I'm gonna make this as an apology because I was going to make a second video, but then I realized how much time I had left, so I just did the rest of it. But I will show like the process of everything I did from start to finish to the very least. I'm gonna hit play and show you everything that I made so far. If you can see, I finished animating the expressions. I could do more with the expressions and stuff like with the eye closing and stuff. Like the only issue I'm having right now is the fact of it's going too fast, and I do not know how to fix that. That's mostly on me. I'm still learning. At the current moment, though, I'm going to try to figure out how to fix that. Like the speed is going in. Like there's certain parts I don't want to go really fast. Like when they're running down the alleyway towards us, I want it to be that fast. But you see them going around, like moving around at the end. That part I like this part right over here, like over here. Let me pause this. Over here, this is going too fast. Like once I get over here on this side, it's going too fast for me, and I don't know how to fix that. I'll have my instructor look at it later, but I straight up don't know how to fix that. But all in all, though, it still looks like it still moves pretty decently good. Like I got everything where I wanted to be. Like once I get to the final week, or at least w- once next week starts, I should be focusing on like polishing everything. Even if I can't fix everything, I can at least clean it up a bit to look a little bit more smoother with the transitions of the poses. Like if it's more like cartoon focused, then it wouldn't be much of a problem, other than the speed. Like right here at the end, right? Like at the start right here. Like this part, it's not much of a problem if it's like it was like a cartoonish kind of deal. But all in all, though, it looks pretty good. Like, let me show you how I got at least what I did first. I went to frame one. I made some controls up here. Like, let me see. Oh yeah, you can see them. I made some controls here, to like control the faces and expressions and stuff. Like if we, I hate that so much. Like it doesn't want to. It messes up my shot. Actually, let me just change this because it's gonna be like this for a long time. May as well just fix it. There we go. Let me make this perspective. I'm gonna hit the all button. And since everything's not in view, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. Like with how the face looks right now. What I did was, you see this controller here? This controls like the where the eyes look at the most. I had turned it on to main body, which is focusing here on this part. which is basically the central, the global control that controls the size of the character and stuff. Basically, I have controls set for the eyes. Like, let me turn this off. I have control sets for the eyes. I got control sets for the eyebrows. I have controls to reset everything to essentially zero. I got some for selecting the lips. Like I can just go blah 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 blah, blah and all that kind of stuff. I can control the like what side of the lips I select. I can really break it. But what I like about this model, if you don't push it too much, like you can really go crazy with the expressions and stuff. And also there's some control. Right, I forgot about this. There's a thing up here you have to turn off everything and only select the controllers or the I forgot the name of them. Uh, curve objects, curves. The curve objects, which is are the circles and stuff. Don't like there's supposed to be something else I'm supposed to do, and I forgot to do it, and I feel dumb about it. It's the fact that I need to animate the other stuff too, like the other extra stuff, like the tie, and the hair to show like actual movement of the body and stuff. I'll probably make a video fixing that. Right now, I'm just focusing on getting my grades in and stuff. I'm planning on also making this look nicer a bit, like adding some colors around here to like add some colors and change the like the sky dome. I thought I had sky dome. Yeah, I do. I just can't select it for some reason. In any case, I'm planning on like adding something to the sky dome later to simulate a sky. I just need to figure out what to what I need to add. There's supposed to be something you're supposed to do. I don't see it. I gotta look for it later, but there's supposed to be something you can do to add like a sky dome. Maybe it's in the colors or something. There's supposed to be something you're supposed to add to essentially simulate the environment. Like I want to make this look a little bit more realistic. You know what I mean? For now though, I'll just leave it how it is. For some reason I can't select anything. In any case though, say I got everything saved. I put everything in reference mode. I just need to see if there's like a bug in there or something. Okay. Some reason I can't. Oh, I'm dumb. I forgot I haven't select on the curves, so I can't select anything here. I'm dumb. In any case, though, I'm gonna add this to the other video so that it'd be one video. But this is everything I created so far, and I'm gonna get a great. I'm gonna see and get some opinions on it and see how well I did on it. From what I can tell though, like this the waitress model, there's some limitations to it. Like you can see moments where the textures on it are breaking a bit. If I don't like, I think the model's not meant for like extreme movements. It's meant for like small movements, like you know, in a restaurant sort of deal. So that's everything. Um, that's everything I have for right now. And see you next week.